Bledsoe was arrested.
Patrick Montgomery was in court.
Jonathan Manapa will stay in federal custody.
No, I don't take responsibility at all.
Hey everyone, welcome to the show. So 40-year-old Washington state resident Taylor Johnatakis posted quite a bit on social media in the lead up to January 6th. He made it clear he intended to stop the certification of Joe Biden's victory. So on January 5th, he posted, quote, "That's why I am going to D.C. to change the course of history. Hashtag stop the steal." Later the same day, he wrote, quote, "Burn the city down. What the British did to D.C. will be nothing." Then on January 6th, Johnatakis was recording a video as he was walking to the Capitol. He shared it on Facebook and he told his viewers in part, quote, "We're walking over to the Capitol right now, and I don't know, maybe we'll break down the doors." So as Johnatakis entered the restricted grounds, he was yelling into a megaphone and he was screaming about Mike Pence being a traitor. He said that he didn't recognize it until now. And he said, "Pence has voted against the president. We are down to the nuclear option." That's a direct quote. So Johnatakis quickly made his way to the front of the police line. As the police were retreating from the mob, the prosecutors say that Johnatakis was at the very front of the charge against them. He led the charge under the inauguration scaffolding. He was seen on body cam at the front of the mob. He had his fist in the air. He was screaming at the police as he chased them up the stairs. So Johnatakis then used his megaphone to try to incite the mob. He was seen on video coordinating with other men in the mob and coordinating to attack the police. And Johnatakis instructed the crowd on how to force their way past the police. He was yelling into the megaphone, quote, "Push them out of here. We're just using our bodies." And then he also counted to 3 and he yelled, "Go." And then when he yelled, "Go," Johnatakis and the others in the mob grabbed the police barricades. They lifted them up to their heads, like over their heads in some instances, and they were shoving them into the officers. And at one point, Johnatakis was seen grabbing one of the officers' arms. So following the siege, Johnatakis shared another video online. He was boasting about his crimes. He said, quote, "I was up on the front, up on the gate, and I organized a push-in." He's saying, "I organized this." As he left the Capitol grounds, he recorded another video. He was rambling about conspiracy theories, things that absolutely did not happen. He claimed that members of Congress were taken out of the Capitol with black bags over their heads. And then Johnatakis said that, it's probably best that they did that because, quote, "we probably would have murdered a few had we seen exactly who they were." He, of course, talked about Antifa, BLM. He bragged and implicated himself some more. And he said, quote, "I was on the front line. I was on the gate. I organized a push up to the Capitol because I felt like that is exactly what we needed." So Johnatakis was arrested on February 11th of 2021. And in a superseding indictment, he was charged with obstructing an official proceeding, assaulting officers, civil disorder, entering restricted grounds, disorderly conduct on restricted grounds, 2 counts of physical violence, and impeding passage on Capitol grounds. So Johnatakis refused a plea deal. He opted for a jury trial. Not only that, but he also chose to represent himself. I just love these sovereign citizens. So the trial went exactly as you would expect. One officer testified about the barricade attack, and he said, quote, "I thought they were going to come through. I thought we were going to be trampled. I thought we were going to be hurt. I thought we were going to die." Another officer told the jury, quote, "During the assault, I felt like I had sustained a serious injury. I thought I had broken my leg because the racks were being pushed up against us." So in November of 2023, the jury found Johnatakis guilty on all but one count, and the only count they found him not guilty on was only because the government had dismissed it. So that was the impeding passage charge. The government just voluntarily dismissed that. So based on the obstruction conviction alone, he was looking at up to 20 years in prison, 3 years of probation, and $250,000 in fines. And this time, the prosecutor requested a pretty significant sentence. They asked for 9 years in prison, 3 years of probation, and $2,000 in restitution. Now, what's funny is Johnatakis family members, and I think friends too, they submitted letters to the court and they were asking for leniency, but they weren't all very positive. They weren't all completely complimentary. For instance, his sister-in-law sent in a letter saying that Johnatakis has, quote, abrasive qualities like arrogance and being a know-it-all. She also told the judge, quote, I agree with your statement that his sovereign citizen representation is bullshit and gobbledygook. Leading up to Taylor's case, I talked several times with Taylor about his decision to represent himself. While I listened to him, it was almost like he was speaking a different language. Still, she begged for leniency. She pointed out some of his positive qualities as well. And she mentioned, this is going to hurt my sister and the kids, blah, blah, blah. So U.S. District Judge Royce Lamberts presided over Johnatakis' case. He laid into him at the sentencing hearing. And Judge Lamberts did something that I've never seen before. He called out Johnatakis' supporters, and he actually drafted an 8-page letter that he read to the court. And then he ordered the court clerk to send a copy of the letter to all of Johnatakis' friends and family who had submitted letters on his behalf. I have never seen this before. In the letter, Judge Lamberts wrote, quote, one thing that strikes me about the letters is that few of the authors seem to know what he actually did. The court, therefore, would like to set the record straight. What the jury found Mr. Johnatakis to have done on January 6 was neither First Amendment protected activity nor civil disobedience. And, quote, the court knows the facts of this case because it has heard from witnesses and examined the evidence, including police body camera footage and videos filmed by Mr. Johnatakis himself. Then the judge laid out the evidence. He gave details about everything that went down. He explained exactly what Johnatakis did at the Capitol. He also took issue with Johnatakis feigning remorse in court because apparently during the trial, he pretended to feel sorry, to show remorse for his actions. He basically pretended to apologize to the police officers who had testified. So he did this in front of the jury, but then he's written letters, he's given interviews, and he keeps portraying himself as a complete victim. In fact, the judge said Johnatakis, quote, bypassed the DC jail safeguards to give a podcast interview. And then in this podcast, he told the audience, quote, we did nothing. We touched a gate. We got pepper sprayed. We moved back. That was it. And, quote, everything about January 6th is just overblown. Yeah, they just touched a gate, you guys. That's it. I swear to God. And just to show you, just so you know, and you can go out there and speak with people and have confidence in what you're saying, this is what Johnatakis refers to as nothing. I'm going to share a video, a body cam video that I found. Reporter Ryan Riley shared this on Twitter. And this video is probably going to get demonetized because of this, because there's violence in it. So if you guys can help out, throw a donation my way. Really appreciate it. But here you go. Johnatakis in this video is front and center. He is wearing the MAGA hat and he has on glasses. So for those just listening to the podcast, that was a clip of Johnatakis lifting the barricades off the ground, basically above his head, and shoving it into the police officers. So no, he didn't just touch a gate. That's a little bit different. So anyway, in the end, the judge sentenced Johnatakis to 87 months in prison, 3 years of probation, and $2,000 in restitution. So just over 7 years. And, after the judge rendered his verdict, Johnatakis continued with this sovereign citizen BS. He told the judge, quote, "I repented my sins. I accept your offer. I request discharge in this matter." Still does not get it. Obviously, the judge denied that request. I mean, clearly this guy is going where he belongs. And guess who's not going to be voting for Trump in November? Hell, by the time Johnatakis gets out of prison, Trump may actually be 6 feet under. Oh, well. Anyway, I think this was a decent sentence. It's definitely one of the longer sentences to date. Obviously, Johnatakis did himself no favors by clout chasing on podcasts. Had he bothered to get an actual attorney and get legal advice, he would have been told, keep your head down, do not spit in the face of the court. The one thing I will point out that really bothers me about this is that Johnatakis set up a fundraising page. He has received almost $60,000. Why shouldn't that be seized? Right? They seized the money that John Sullivan made off of his January 6 videos. Why does Johnatakis get to keep $60,000? So there was no mention of that. I don't know if they're going to go back and discuss that later or if they're just going to let it slide, but that seems like a bunch of BS too, to profit off of your crimes. So, oh well, I mean, I guess that money will, cover his family for the next 7 years while he's in prison. Good luck with that. It's less than $10,000 a year. There you go. All right, I will let you know if I hear any more. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please donate if you can. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.